Scrapehead shot and killed in Pariton, St. Anne. The St. Anne police are investigating the death of a 32-year-old man in the parish on Thursday night. He has been identified as Jermaine Logan, otherwise called Wani, and Scrapehead of Capchalan, Pariton, St. Anne. Reports are that about 7:15 p.m., explosions were heard in the community, and Logan was seen with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He was assisted to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. UWI torture victim to sue Matty Hyde for a significant sum. A civil case is being brought against Matty Hyde, even as defense attorneys petition to keep his prison time down to as low as 3 years in his criminal case for the 2023 torture and forcible captivity of his ex-girlfriend. Abrika Garden, attorney representing the female complainant, told reporters that proceedings have been initiated for the civil matter in which she is seeking a significant sum in compensation for the physical abuse and mental toll she endured during the 3 days of captivity and torture at the hands of Hyde. Garden made the disclosure following the adjournment of Friday's session of Hyde's sentencing hearing, during which some of the reported abuse was detailed. This included iron burns to the face, back, breast, arm, and buttocks, beating administered with a belt, and Hyde's face, as well as kicks. During the proceedings, Patrick Peterkin, Hyde's attorney, confirmed that the defense had the intent to pay some form of restitution, but could not at this time say what the amount would be. For his part, Peterkin's extensive presentation included the contents of an evaluation citing Hyde's history of psychiatric challenges. It found that Hyde had suffered from physical and emotional abuse, chronic post-trauma stress disorder, and borderline personality disorder. He is not, however, unable to be reformed, Peterkin read in the court. The young man's own childhood abuse and depressive episodes were also laid before the court for consideration. Peterkin further cited the report, which stated Hyde did not show any immediate risk of violent behavior. The attorney even proceeded to call for forgiveness as he reminded the court of the Christian nature of the country. He spoke for over an hour, citing a list of similar cases in which the abusive victim had been put through a trial and the defendant showed no remorse, highlighting the contrast to Hyde. Peterkin also stressed to reporters that his client was remorseful about the incident. Hyde pleaded guilty in September 2024 when offered the option sparing him and the complainant the potential stress of a trial. Along with the charges of grievously bodily harm with intent, which encompasses the burns and beating, Hyde stands accused of malicious communication stemming from accusations that he shared the nude image of the complainant with at least one person. He will also be sentenced on charges of false imprisonment. Peterkin wants any penalty for the less severe charges of malicious communication and false imprisonment to be treated as part of the time Hyde has already spent in prison. The sentencing will continue on December 9 at 2 p.m., exactly 1 year and 10 months after the complainant was rescued by police from Hyde's room at the Garden Alley Hall at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, and he was taken into custody. The Crown will then respond to Peterkin's submission before sitting Judge Justice Caroline Ty Powell, who will make the determination how much time, if any, the 21-year-old will spend behind bars. Fly was swarming the pudding. Based on the testimony of a child officer from the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, all was not well at the controversial Yahweh compound in Montego Bay, St. James, when it was raided by the police on June 7, 2023. The children who I observed, some were coughing and had running noses. I also observed 2 females that appeared to be teenagers and that were pregnant, the officer told the St. James Parish Court yesterday, where members of the group are standing trial on a range of charges. During the 2023 police operation, 23 children ages 1 and 17 at the time were removed from the property and placed in state care. Several adults linked to the church were arrested and charged for breaches of the Child Care and Protection Act and the Education Act. The officer was testifying in the ongoing trial of Javon Thompson, Omar Thompson, Christopher Anderson, Nikisha Hardin, Derek Clark, Alisa Medley, Fabian Nelson, Francine Paris, Jordan Spence, Hussa Froskin, Oral Spence, Ryan Letman, Ingrid Williams, Vera Woodley, Melisha Thompson, and Ronnie Maitland. In her evidence to Chief, the CPFSA officer described seeing cramps and untidy conditions at the Yahweh compound, including fly-infested food, some small rooms packed with bunk beds, and an unclean bathroom. I entered through the kitchen area and I observed a lot of dirty utensils that were scattered across the counter and table. There was water on the floor and I saw pudding on the counter uncovered, and there were flies swarming the pudding, the witness stated. I remember distinctly a small room that I entered, and I observed the room had no ventilation, no AC, no fan, no windows. In that small room, there was a bunk bed at every wall and a sponge on the floor. From the room, I could smell the bathroom. I could smell a rancid smell. The bathroom had a foul odor, and the toilet were unflushed. There was urine in the toilet bowl, the witness continued. I went into a room, and there were members of the church gathered there, and most persons were seated. Feeding was taking place as they were having breakfast. I saw a male going around with a big spoon, and that big spoon was being passed around and placed to the mouth of everyone's children and adult alike. The witness also told the court that she took the names of the children and their parents, and added that when a bus eventually took the children away, she went with them to the CPFSA's office. Under cross-examination from defense attorney Peter Champagny, the witness admitted that she gave a statement about her experience several months after the fact. Meanwhile, a former member of the Yahweh Church, who previously gave evidence in chief on July 26, admitted under questioning from Champagny that she described the group in her statement to the police as very nice. Would it be fair to say that you said in your statement to the police that while living on the compound at the Yahweh Church, the place and people were very nice because we played many games and it was fun, and that when you said that, you were speaking the truth? Champagny inquired. Yes, the witness answered. The trial is slated for a continuation on December 6, with the prosecution set to call 3 more witnesses for its case. A total of 4 witnesses have already testified for the prosecution to date. The 16 defendants were arrested and charged following a police raid at the Yahweh compound on June 30, 2023. That raid was followed up earlier by a June 7 operation in which the 23 children were removed from the property. The Yahweh group was previously in the spotlight in 2019 when the police removed 6 children, including a pregnant 16-year-old, from the compound. The church was under investigation at that time in relation to allegations that the group was conducting child marriages as well as being involved in human trafficking, abduction, child abuse, and sexual assault. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.